I didn't start it, and Jordy was trying to get into good content, and I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. So I'm just gonna start this now. But yeah. So today, I'm also joined by Will Gallagher. Will, I appreciate you coming on and talking to me today. What's up, brother?
Not much. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure. I am super excited to watch this, break this down with you, take a look at this inning because I've gotten the chance to catch you a little bit, and I've seen that kind of filthy curveball that you've got going on. So I want to see how these hitters look against it.
All right.
So we got top of the eighth. Will, you're from Kingston, Mass. So we have a couple of same connections. I'm from Plymouth, Massachusetts. You know a couple of people that I know. You pitched at Silver Lake. Silver Lake and Plymouth North are good rivals. So when
Oh
we
yeah.
first met, it was pretty cool to make that connection. And now we're here at Babson, and we're rooting for the same team, pulling for the same goal. And that's pretty cool. And you're also a big Chad Green fan, and I'm
Oh
a
yeah.
Yankees fan, so I also root for his success big time. But you're not a Yankee fan. But I'd welcome you to root on any Yankees fan, any Yankee players you want. That's fine.
Yep.
Um, and then so over your career for Babson, you pitched 54 innings out of the pen, 62 Ks over 5 seasons. They've been weird seasons, but nonetheless. So you've been a consistent guy out of the pen, a go-to guy. Tell me about when you first started kind of pitching out of relief. How is that a little bit different? Did you like it at first? What did you have to change? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah. For me, I feel like the norm is pitchers coming in. Everyone's a starter. But for me, I mean, I was always kind of that reliever mindset. In high school, we had a couple D1 stud pitchers, so there was only so many games to go around. So I was always coming out of the pen in high school as well. So it wasn't that hard of a transition on my end. But definitely it's full go now, pitching multiple days a week out of the pen.
Do you like it better being able to pitch a couple of days a week and just kind of like coming in and shutting the door and getting big outs and late in the game?
Yeah, I love it. I feel like you're more in every game. I'm someone who always loves to be doing stuff, always locked in. If I was pitching every once a week, I feel like I just get bored.
Yeah. I mean, the life as a starting pitcher, people say, I don't know if you get bored just because people say that that's the life as a baseball player, like getting paid big and getting to pitch once a week. So it's definitely different. But and then the second question I have before we get into this eighth inning is pitching in a game where I was just talking to Jordy and it was 1-0 the whole game. And pitching in a game where it's 13-2, how do you keep that mentality where it's attack, 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 and it's still a huge inning? How do you keep that mentality? And what are a couple tips that you keep yourself fired in the game, locked in, even in a game that has a little bit of a bigger gap?
Yeah, I mean, this game definitely got out of hand, but it being the first weekend of the season, most of our guys knew we were gonna get our inning eventually. It was kind of just lined up towards the end. You saw the back end come in. Um, just kind of most of it, I think, was just opening day, excited to get back at it. But there is a little different mindset in this type of game. I'd say you're up big. You're just focusing on just throw strikes, throw strikes, throw strikes. Let them hit it. Um, there's definitely more wiggle room, but I don't know. It's a little different, but you still just you gotta go out there, compete,
For
pound the
sure.
zone.
So you are fastball curveball, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're fastball curveball, and um, do you like to use that nice curveball you have early in the count, or is that only late in the count, or do you like to mix it in? What are we gonna see
I
here?
I love throwing it as much as I can.
Yeah.
It's my favorite thing to do, but in this type of situation, we're up 11 runs. I came in facing 7, 8, 9. We're just pounding strikes, pounding fastballs.
So you're thinking like, I hope he calls a couple curveballs during this inning. I hope he calls a couple because I really want to throw it. But
Yeah,
you know you're not really gonna get a bunch of them.
right. And Actually, the two strikeouts are curveballs, and I shook to both of them because I just love throwing it.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen it as a like from behind the plate view and from behind the plate as in catching, and I can say that it's a very good curveball for a like a dude who's pitching against teams like WPI. Like they're gonna see that like that's an elite curveball. So I can confidently endorse the pick. So you start 0-1. I was just talking with Jordy, and he was saying that the most of his mistakes, most of the trouble he gets into is when he starts the count 1-0, 2-0, 2-1. So how important for you is it to start 0-1? Like how big is that?
Yeah, it's huge, especially first batter coming in, because then you're like, all right, I got it, I'm in the rhythm. But yeah, I bet Jordy talked about the same thing. You get behind the guy, and then you're forced to throw fastballs, which they know is coming, and it's a whole different game at that point.
So is that a curve?
I can't. It's a little choppy. It was hard to tell, but I think it probably was because I was 0-1.
Can you see that?
Yeah, it's a little. It's definitely a little choppy, but
Yeah,
yeah, that
and
was that was a curve.
that's an off speed pitch. That's a good pitch though.
Yeah, this kid he had a good approach on the curveball actually.
That's a good. So you're 1-2, top
Mhm.
eight. We got the gap we were just talking about. Is this that you're thinking I want to throw it, but I'm gonna throw a fastball anyway?
I think this is one of the ones where I shook to a curve, and I think it looks like strike three, and I didn't get the call.
That's a good pitch. That's a good pitch. You said to me, I wish we had a better camera angle. For that one, I wish we did because I don't look like a strike.
Yeah, it came across the numbers, and I mean, didn't get the call, but we're still trying to strike him out.
Okay, so let's see. You shaking?
Yeah, I think I go curve here again.
Yeah, that looked like a little pause. And he's not touching that.
He somehow, I don't know how, he fouled that one off. Um, but yeah, that was the hard one with the dirt. We get chases on those. Um, it was different than the one before, the other one that was for in the zone. But yeah, so he just saw two curves in a row. So now we brush him inside with the fastball here, I think, and he just gets
Damn
jammed.
shot.
Yeah,
So nice and breezy first at bat. I really like that. I like that 0-1 curveball. Like that's what I was kind of just alluding to, where like in a 13-2 game, like I feel like you can kind of lose your approach, but like 0-1 curveball, that's your bread and butter.
yeah, that's one of the biggest things I've been working on this year is throwing that curve early in the count for a strike. If
Or a
I can,
strike.
yeah, if I can drop it in for a strike, it's just gonna lead to
That's gonna
me getting
be
ahead in the
it's gonna
count.
be devastating. I mean, if you can get them thinking early off speed, and then come with a fastball, you throw hard, but you're not throwing 95. That's gonna make it look pretty strong, pretty strong,
Exactly. Yeah.
and that's not a good. That's a that's the swing that I'm accustomed to seeing on your curve.
Yeah.
That kind of wave and oh, that just dropped off. So
Yeah.
I don't you don't have I don't you don't have to have a baseball around, but have you ever switched up your grip of your curve? Has it been the same since high school? Like what do you like to what do you like to do with that curve? Do you have any tips that you like? Any like tricks mentally, physically?
Yeah. The biggest tip I could give, like what I do, is just throw it like as hard as you can. Throw it as hard as your fastball. Throw it with intent and try to keep it on the same plane as the fastballs you've been throwing. So like those ones I threw fastballs like at the knees for strikes, and then the curve throwing it, same thing at the knees. It probably lands maybe 5 feet in front of the plate, but to the hitter, it's coming in hard, and they've seen two fastballs in a row, same thing,
Same
and
plane.
they think it's a fastball until it's too late, and then they're like, oh shit, and yeah.
So you like to use that tunneling effect in your favor a lot.
Yeah, definitely ahead in the count, 2 strikes, out pitch is gonna be we're tunneling that low curve hard, and it's gonna drop sharp in the dirt. It's different than that 0-1 curve you saw earlier. That one is a
Yeah, it is
couple
different,
miles
and
an
that
hour
was
slower. So this at bat, you'll see it gets to 3-0 real quick. Um, I've noticed I do this. I one of the things we like to do is work fast on the mound, and something like this will happen, and like boom, I'm 3-0, and I'm like, oh shit, okay, and you'll see me take like a deep breath, 3-0, try to gather myself, like regroup, and then I end up hitting him. But
so it gets to 2-0, and it gets to 3-0, and like you said, you do work fast. The fast it's like work fast. What are those keys that you have to tell yourself to remember to continuously be working slow? Because you can move physically fast, but like, how do you continue to move mentally not as fast?
I mean, you just keep a free mind. Like, I'm not overthinking anything. I'm just going out there, same mechanics, everything's the same. Just toe the rubber, throw the pitch, toe the rubber, throw the pitch. But then you can see, like, when this happens, kind of gets away from you from not thinking. You just have to do a little reset. Like, all right, okay, now I'm going again. When you're pounding the zone and that when you're in that mindset, I mean, the hitters are very uncomfortable.
That's something that Jordy mentioned a lot during uh, a couple of his like best at bats was making the hitter uncomfortable, like making the dude feel like he's uncomfortable at the plate and not making him feel like he can get into a routine at any point. I think moving fast also kind of helps. It allows him to avoid kind of getting comfortable. So, I mean, it's got its pros and cons for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Jordy said the first game that the umpire had pretty decent zone. How is this dude consistent or?
Yeah. From what I saw, I mean, he was doing a good job. I mean,
Yeah,
I just had that one pitch I wish went my way, but at the end of the day, it was only one pitch.
same approach to lefties and righties. That doesn't change.
Left, so righty, you saw how I was working in on the guy. Lefty, we're actually working away. So it's that same pitch. It's just different. The batter's on a different side. So that's why you
Right.
saw him push that
So
foul
you
ball
let
the
you like to
opposite
work
way.
the arm side fastball and then with the curve.
Yes, yeah. Because I mean, we're playing D3 baseball. These hitters aren't that good where they're like these lefties are thinking oppo and trying to push that outside pitch. You'll get a lot of rollovers if you're throwing outside fastballs to these lefties.
Another great pitch. That's that's your bread
That's
and butter.
that's that hard curve again right there.
That hard curve, and you can tell it's another one that's in the dirt. Like it's not in the zone
Right.
because it looks like that low fastball, and then all of a sudden it's in the dirt because you got two swings and misses on pitches very, very far out of the strike zone. And that's because you have a consistent approach and you attack hitters in a consistent way. And that'll ultimately kind of go in your favor. But yeah, I really enjoy getting to talk pitching with you because you're a very intelligent pitcher as well as two pitch pitcher. So it's fun to see kind of like how you think about using those two pitches because there are some dudes out there, three, four, whatever pitches, but You just can do your thing with 1 and 2. So no, I appreciate you coming and talking to me today, and I want to hopefully continue to do this because you're definitely going to get your shots in bigger situations than this. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on here. Anytime you want to chat, I'm always down.
I
So
appreciate that.
just let me know.
I told Jordy the same thing, but I appreciate the Babson baseball dudes kind of like being open to just talking about their performance. Like I said, like Jordy, he doesn't have to come and look and talk about like giving up doubles to kids on WPI. Like I appreciate that, and I hope that like the talking it out and kind of seeing it is obviously great for your performance as well.
Yeah, I mean, talking it out can also help me pick up things on my like just saying it and talking it about it right here that maybe I missed earlier or wasn't
Absolutely,
aware
and
of.
that's why I figured it's a way that I can kind of just be a little bit involved with what's going on the field because I can't be out there performing for you guys. I mean that would be a mess. So this is as close as I'll get.
No, I love it. I love it.
Appreciate you, brother. I'm gonna talk to you real soon. All right,
All right. Have a
take
good
care.
one.
Yeah, that's another great dude. Like I said, he's a Chad Green fan, which is funny. Like he pitches like him. He usually wears a sock tie like him, but kind of looks like him too. So another great dude. That's William Gallagher. He's from Kingston, Massachusetts. Go check these dudes out. They got Instagrams, they got Twitters. So go give them some love, and keep checking in. And hopefully they'll be back and we can break down some more of their performance. But that's Will Gallagher. Appreciate you, brother.